Check this clip out from Jack Mallers, and he's telling you why money matters. Let's hear what he has to say.
Sometimes when I'm with buddies and they're like, why does money matter? Why do you care? My answer recently is money is a reflection of your contributions to society. It's a technology that we created. Like I did this in the first episode of our podcast. I'll do it again with you. If you, let's rewind time thousands of years, and you grow bananas all day, and that's what you do with your time, your energy, that's how you contribute to society. And I grow apples all day, okay? Unless I coincidentally want bananas every meal, all the time, and you coincidentally want apples every meal, all the time, we're not going to be able to exchange our contributions to society, right? And so money is a thing we created that solved something called the coincidence of wants.
What's happening, crypto crew? Sean's coming back at you, another cryptocurrency video. Got a jam-packed video for you today, getting straight into it. Taking a look at the Bitcoin price chart, zooming in. What do we see? What do we anticipate? Current time it's recording, Bitcoin's coming in at 27.2K. And we did see a wick up. Earlier today, we were wicked all the way up, back above the 20 moving average. And this is on the weekly charts. So each one of these candles represents a week. And one thing to note is that why this wick up? Because we've seen the grayscale SEC fight come to a halt with grayscale winning. Basically, that's good for the crypto space, good for adoption. But looking at the Bitcoin price, one thing that we need to do is get back above this 200 moving average, that's the blue line here, and the 20 moving average. We came up and kissed the 20 moving average on the weekly and came back down. Now, could we see another news event that causes us to spike up even higher? We're still in the middle of the week. We still have some time before this candle closes. We'll see if we hold this level. It looks like this level has been acting as support from back here. We bounced above it, back here. So just because we're below it doesn't mean that we're going to fall to the downside, but we have to hold this level. The current time it's recording, once again, sitting a little bit over 27,000. One thing to note, Bitcoin versus the altcoins, you have to look at the Bitcoin dominance. The current time we're sitting at 49.79%, and Bitcoin is right below 50%. Could we be stair-stepping our way, continuing to the upside? Well, looking at the RSI, you see we based out. We bottomed out here around that 40 level. The RSI bottomed out here. You see the red area and then started to stair-step its way up. As we're stair-stepping our way up, we're just retesting that support. Continuing to retest that support as we stair-step our way up, and then we blast up to the upside. And right now, we could just be continuing this upside run all through 2024. Right now, we hit our head on that 200, but that 20 is about to cross that 200. Zoom into the price action, we see right here that we just are stair-stepping our way up, respecting the 20 as support. Once again, respecting that support, hit our head up here. Now, when this happens, when the 200 gets really flat, that means the price action is about to make a move. So you see we topped out here, and we did put in a higher low. So the trend's your friend to the end. Could Bitcoin just be respecting this upwards resistance? Zooming out on the price, we've just been putting in higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. This could continue just to stair-step its way up while the 20 crosses a bullish cross and over the 200, and we continue to stair-step our way up back to potentially this first level here, the 57, 58% level. If we blast through that and see higher price action, the next technical target is up to 72%. And then when Bitcoin hits its head, if you see this price action play like this again, this could be a massive, massive alt season. But once again, we have to wait and see how high Bitcoin continues to go. If the RSI continues to stair-step its way up and just keeps playing with this support line before ultimately having Bitcoin peak or run to some resistance, before coming back, flipping support to resistance, and then falling to the downside and dropping off like a cliff like we did here before, that's when you're going to see that massive alt season. An update from Game of Trades. He's looking at the stock market. The market bottoms after unemployment rate significantly rises. So right now where we are, we're sort of basing out. We haven't had a tick up in unemployment. As you see, every time we see this spike up, the market bottoms before a continuation to the upside. Every single time we see a spike up, the market bottoms, spike up, bottom, spike up, bottom, so on and so forth. Right now, we have to wait till we see unemployment uptick before we see that bottoming out phase in the stock market, before we have a continuation to the upside. So could we see a lot of layoffs going into the year end? Another update that we're waiting for, 6 upcoming Bitcoin ETF decisions this week. Right here, you see ARK Invest, iShares, Bitwise, VanEck, WisdomTree, Invesco, Wise, Valkyrie, Global X. The first deadlines are all within that first week in September. And then if it gets postponed, it gets postponed roughly about a month and a half later. How many times will we get postponed? The first one, ARC 21, that just got postponed once and twice. So what will be the first one to see it pass? When will we see this pass? And this will be definitely bullish for the crypto space. This could be aligned almost perfectly with the halving event. Without further ado, let's hear a quick clip on what this Bitcoin ETF could do for the space if these floodgates are opened. Let's check out the clip.
For spot Bitcoin ETF, we're just getting news that a DC Court of Appeals sided with Grayscale in its lawsuit against the SEC. This was after the agency denied Grayscale's application to convert its Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, that's GBTC, into a Bitcoin ETF. Check out shares of GBTC. Looks like they're up about 15% or so. This fund had really traded at a discount to Bitcoin amid fears that the fund would need to be wound down potentially if this ETF application wasn't improved. You can see it surging today on this news. Coinbase also, which is listed as a partner in a lot of these Bitcoin ETFs, it's up double digits as well, up more than 14% at this point. Bitcoin getting a pop here as well. It could pave the way, guys, for the first of its kind ETF here. Analysts have seen this as a way to really open up the floodgates to retail traders. It would allow the everyday investor to get access to Bitcoin in a brokerage account, for example, and make it easier to allocate to crypto. We do have a statement, guys, from Grayscale as well. They say, in part, this is monumental and a monumental step forward for American investors, the Bitcoin ecosystem, and all those who have been advocating for Bitcoin exposure through the added protections of the ETF wrapper. They go on to say the Grayscale team and legal advisors are actively reviewing the details outlined in the court's opinion. They're going to be pursuing next steps, they say, with the SEC.
So once again, that's Grayscale. They're talking about they're going to be pursuing the next steps with the SEC on how they can get this spot ETF approved. This is definitely huge, massive news. Once these floodgates open, it's going to be up and to the right. An update from Stock Money Lizard. What he's showing here, there's 500 days before the halving and 500 days after the halving. 500 and 500 is the rule of thumb. And right now, we're just stair-stepping our way up towards that halving. Could we have a dip going into it? Most definitely. But then could we see that blast up to the upside over 100,000? That could be what's in the cards post-halving. And then is it time to invest into altcoins? Looking at total 3 over Bitcoin, you see as this price appreciates that this is the time that you want to be in alts. So this was definitely a good run up to the upside right here for the alt market. Then it based out. You wanted to be in Bitcoin here. This was the bear market all of 2022 up until where we are right now. And we're just sort of stair-stepping our way sideways. So when will this pop? If you note, the last time we had a massive run up, this was all 2021, the bull cycle. Massive gains. This is on the daily. Looking on the weekly, you see a little bit better picture. You see we come down, this is macro support, this blue line. We fell through it here. This is when Bitcoin went for a run up, then it was a fake out. We got right back above it and went blasted to the upside. So are we going to see that again? Are we going to see a fall through, a fake out, come back up, retest before we see a new high? And right now, we are below that 200 moving average, putting in lower highs and higher lows. Could this trend be changing? The RSI seems to be overbought, but we have to be patient. The Bitcoin halving is still about 8 months away. So you have to pay attention to these charts and see what it shows you. If history's any indication, we could see this trade sideways like it did before, right here. And then once Bitcoin makes that run up to the upside, we could see a fall down. A fake out, get back up, flip resistance to support before having that next leg up to the upside. And with that, I'm Sean with the Bitcoin Bros. You guys like this content, go ahead and smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and show us some love. We appreciate the support. With that, that's all I have for you today, and I'm out.